Hey everyone, it's Dominic from the Primetime Treasure eBay store and YouTube channel. Welcome back to another video. Hitting up a few garage sales this morning. I'm out with Miss Primetime, and you know, one of the good things about going out garage selling with somebody is that they can help you find some good stuff that you might otherwise have missed, or maybe you split up, you can't get to everything. But sometimes the bad thing is that they wind up picking up something for themselves that you know you could have got to resell. So if that's ever happened to you, let me know that in the comment section. But Miss Primetime found these for just $1. These Star Wars sleep pants, and you know, something like this in pre-owned state could sell for around, you know, 15 bucks or so. She wound up getting them for $1. So foiled by Miss Primetime, but it's all right. She helps me out way more than anything like this happens. So we're gonna go out and see if we could get some more things. See, now this is what I was talking about in my video last night. You just look for these free bins. They're tend to be at the end of the street like this. Just check them out, see if there's anything useful. Usually it's junky stuff, although if you like Dora the Explorer, that would be a good one for you to pick up with the backpack on the back, you know, and a truck. But you know, sometimes you'll find good things to resell in here. And there's another free thing at the end of a curb. We got a free sled if you wanted to get something like that. Flip it on Craigslist. There you go. Free items abound. So it's a really nice day out, and this is a tent sale, which is always cool because then if it's rainy, you could still go to the sale. So we'll walk around there and see what we got. Looks like lots of things to look through, so see if I can find anything good digging through here. All right, so just as a little lesson, this one here would have been a good pickup. It was for $2. It would go for $25, but this is why you have to check them out, open up, look inside, and that is not good. All this just pretty much destroys the value of your book. So make sure you pick them up, check inside, and look for any kind of writing like that, all right? If it's just a simple little name in the corner, that could be okay, but this is way too much. It will cause a problem in terms of trying to sell it. You know, I don't do too much with bags, but this is pretty cool, these cultural ones like this. So to visit Spain, someone has something like this online right now for around 26 bucks. So it's probably worth just picking it up just to see. Only $1 investment, and it's gonna go out first class. So I think this is a cool one. We're gonna grab this one. So this is where you need to know comps, because this pink bag right here, while it looks cool, this is only something that would bring you in like $4 online. But this one over here, this cat bag right here, shopping bag, this is awesome. These go for as high as $35. So for $1, totally worth picking up. So we're gonna get this one. Got to get in touch with your feminine side once in a while, fellas. These are technically Funkos. They're made by the Funko brand, but they're Dorbs. And the Dorbs are really not worth anything. They're worth about less than 10 bucks free shipping online, most of them for about $8. So even if you were to pick them up at $2 a piece, she wants 4 each, we'll do a deal on multiples, it's really not worth it. This one's worth a little bit more because it's a Comic-Con exclusive, but if it was made by Funko, it'd be worth a lot more, but it's not. Now, she did tell me that she has boxes of regular Funkos inside that she's interested in selling, so I'm going to take a look at those. Yeah. Okay, well, here's box number 1 that got pulled out, and these are going to be incredible. I mean, like this one, this Funko, this is the Funko Pop. We'll check this one out, see what this is worth, but this is going to be great if I could get them at a good price, which would generally be around $2 a pop if we could do that, but we'll see. The boxes are growing. This one is huge. Yeah, first thing to do is a count. I've got 45 here. And how much you got over on that one? Hey everyone, I am back at Primetime Treasure headquarters The Primetime Treasure Mobile is loaded with Funko Pops. There's over 120 to 125 Funko Pops in there. They are, for the most part, about 99% of them are in mint condition. There's a few that have a little bit of damage, but that's okay when you're making a bulk purchase like this. It was an incredible deal. I'll talk to you a little bit more about it and about some of the stuff that you wound up seeing on the earlier parts of the video. There's just so much I could say when I'm actually at the site and the seller's there, so sometimes I have to wait till I bring things back to fill you in a little bit more on the details. But when I walked into the garage, all I saw was a relatively small box, a medium-sized box that had a bunch of these Dorbs figures in there. Now, there were about 30 of them in there. And she wanted $4 a piece for them, which would not be worth it because Dorbs, and you'll see here, if you don't know anything about this, Dorbs is actually made by the Funko brand. If you look on the bottom, you'll see that it says Funko. But they're not as desirable. Generally, as a rule of thumb, there's some exceptions, but they generally sell for less than about $8 with free shipping. They don't cost a lot to ship. So even if you sourced it for $2, you're really not gonna make a lot on these, so it's just generally not worth my time. What I want are the ones that say Pop on the outside. They won't say Dorbs at all. So she saw me looking at them. She asked me, "Are you a collector?" I said, "No, I'm a dealer." I said, "I am interested in Funko Pops if you have any of those." And she said, "Well, actually I do. I have a whole bunch I want to get rid of that are inside the house." So that's lesson number one. You have to ask and start a discussion, have social interaction with the sellers, because there's stuff inside that's not in the actual garage for sale that they would be willing to sometimes pull out and sell you. So sure enough, she starts pulling out all of these boxes. And if you look back here, there's we got a total of 1, 2, 3. There were 4 boxes she pulled out. The 5th one is the box of Dorbs that she wound up throwing in. She threw in 30 Dorbs for free. So for free, I'll definitely take them and I could flip them. So for each one of those, it'll be about $6 that I'll make on them. And some of them are worth more because there's a couple of exclusives in there. So let me talk to you what I mean by exclusives in terms of what you want to look for with the Funko Pops. So for example, this one here, you see that it says Pop on the outside right there. It does not say anything about it being Dorbs, but look for the stickers. Right there, you see that sticker there? It says it's a 2017 exclusive. That means that this was only available in 2017 comic conventions. So that makes it more desirable. There's other stickers as well. So for example, here's another one. This has a different year. This one there, you could say is this one, the 2016 Summer Convention exclusive. This one here, let's see, we got some more here. Some of them, and some of these are bigger, by the way. This is like a Big Bird one. You could see there, that's Barnes & Noble. So it was only available through that store. So some of them are only made at certain stores. Some of them are only available at like Walmart or Hot Topic. Or Target. So they all have different stickers on them, and they all have different levels of desirability based on whether or not they have the stickers. Some don't have a sticker on them, so they're less desirable. There are some that are very specific that would say, for example, they were only available at a specific comic convention. So there's one in there, for example, that's a Dorbs that's only available at a New York City Comic Con. There's other ones that are available in San Diego. So look for that, look for those stickers, and if they're in good shape. What do I mean by good shape? Is that they don't have any major creases, they don't have any major bends to the plastic, they don't have pieces of paper that are ripped off. Now once in a while on them, you will see this tiny little space right here. That is normal. They actually have that on there sometimes for some air to circulate within there, so don't look at that as a defect, okay? So I'm gonna pull some of these boxes out just to give you a broader scope of what it is that I wound up getting. So let me kind of set this up here, and then I'll talk to you a little bit about the negotiation process. Now, when this all started, the first thing that I had to do is I had to come up with a count. So what I did is just take each box like this, pull them out carefully, stack them up and count them. So for example, that one had like about 25 Funko Pops in there. Then we had to get to this big box here. This whole thing is filled top to bottom with Funkos. It's absolutely huge. It's crazy. And here's the big bird one. You can see some of these are bigger, okay? The vast majority of them are smaller ones, but some of them are big like this. I did have Miss Primetime there to help me in terms of doing a count on these. She's a little shy right now in terms of going on the video, so that's why you haven't seen her, but she is there sometimes helping me out. This is the initial box of Dorbs that I saw. So you can see there's that $4, willing to make a deal on more of them. And just this one alone, she wanted 10 bucks for, and it does sell for around $16.95. Remember, all these wound up getting thrown into the deal for free. So she asked me to throw out a number. She didn't want to throw out the first number. That's fine, but if someone's gonna ask me to do that, I'm gonna make sure that I throw out a number that's lower, just so I give myself room to negotiate. And I do it based on the number that are here. So there's over about 120. That would mean I'd be willing to probably go up to $2.40 on them. $2 a piece would be good if you could get it for that. Just reaching in and grab another one here. But I need to give myself wiggle room. Plus I knew she was motivated to get rid of them. There's a whole nother box of Funkos. And let me, actually as I'm talking, I interrupt myself just to show you some other stuff. You know, this one here, this is worth around 30, 40 bucks for this guy. This Batman, you see there it says New York Comic Con exclusive. That's a real desirable one. It's much harder to find it because it's only available at that New York Comic Con in 2016. Unless you were there, you're not gonna be able to have one of these, and collectors will pay a lot to get this. Or, you know, just a quick other example of some other things. You know, Batman, Hot Topic exclusive, Captain America, there you go. The Target exclusive, you see the sticker, so you're looking for those stickers. And characters are important too. Comic book characters tend to sell very well, but as you can see, they have other things besides comic book ones. There's Disney ones, there's Sesame Street ones, as I showed you, so there's all different types. But anyway, going back to the negotiation, I'm just gonna reach in here and pull out another one. I threw out 100 bucks. And that's admittedly low, but I want, again, room to negotiate. And her response was, she's not gonna sell them for less than 300. Just the Funkos, forget the Dorbs. So I told her I can't do 300, and if she stuck with 300, then I was gonna have to walk away from the deal. And I've said this before, you have to be willing to walk away in order to make a deal. So sometimes it's worth it just to take a pause, just to take a break. So that's what I did. She walked away, she gave me some room to breathe, and then basically it was time to just figure out, okay, can I really determine that I'm gonna make a good profit on these by taking a few of these and just looking them up selectively. So for example, you know, I looked up this one when I was there, you know, and this is one that's going for around 50 bucks. So, you know, I was pretty convinced that I was gonna be able to do well on it. I would have gone up as high to 240, but what I did was I just said, all right, how about we meet in the middle at 200? And she kind of hemmed and hawed a little bit, but she had already agreed by this point in the negotiation that she would throw in all the Dorbs, so that's 34 other items. And in addition to that, she had already agreed earlier that she would throw in all these toys. So these toys down here are all like little action figures like Godzilla and Harry Potter toys that are in the, you know, container. We've got, you know, Batman figures, all different ones I could just lot together and sell them first class. So this whole thing is filled with those. So I threw out the $200 and she kind of, again, hemmed and hawed about it. And she was just about ready to go there, and I knew I just needed to bring her over the edge to do it. And so what I do is a little technique where when I sense someone's like that, is I take out my wallet, I bring out the $200 cash, and I say, this is all yours if you want to make the deal right now. And I have never had a situation where that hasn't worked. When the person sees the money, they see those, you know, it's all $20 bills, so the person sees 10 $20 bills right there. All they have to do is say yes, and you get the deal. She goes, all right, I'll probably regret it later, but I'll do the deal, I'll do it for the 200. So, you know, and it was her personal collection, so you could understand how she'd feel a little sad about it, but she ultimately did want to get rid of it, and she wound up getting the 200 bucks, and I'm gonna take the time and process this and make a really, really nice profit on this investment. So, but that's how you do it. You know, a few lessons on this: you have to ask about things that are inside the house. You also have to be willing to just negotiate, go back and forth. Don't be scared to throw out an offer initially that's low. You know, use that cash technique at the end to sometimes bring someone over the edge to make the deal with you. And you know, throughout the deal, make sure you let the person know about the things about it that are going to be your expenses. You're going to have to hold on to the items for a while. You're going to have to store them. You're going to have to ship them. You know, each of these Funkos, so yeah, that one's gonna sell for 50 bucks probably, but I've gotta spend $4 to ship it. I've gotta pack it up. I've gotta take pictures of it. All these things take time, and she realized that. And those are the kind of things that you use to kind of help you get to the price where you need to be. So for, you know, something that is, you know, that if I just bought the Funko Pops alone for $240, that would have been a great deal. I wound up getting all the Funko Pops, all the Dorbs, and all the other toys for $200. That's how I operate my business at Primetime Treasure, and those are the kind of techniques I want to pass on to you so that you can be successful as well. So we're gonna go on and see if we could find some other things today as well. These are really cool. These are limited to just 3,500 pieces. This one here is limited to just 1,500 pieces, so I didn't even know these were in there. I'm gonna look these up later, and they've got to have some good value to them. So just another, I like these little surprises sometimes when I come home with these big hauls like this. These are nice novelty banana shorts for $1. It's pretty good. Like those, made by Flow Society. Banana shorts, these go for like 17, and then this here, this is cool. This is the Ed Hardy scarf. It's got this tiger tattoo on it here. So this also for $1, and this will also go for around 24, especially more in the winter time. So we'll pick this one up. It goes for $1. I like the Ed Hardy hat. I like the Cookie Monster custom made one. That's cool too. Especially for $1. Okay. Another example of what I'm talking about. Free stuff just laying on the curb to flip on Craigslist if you want to get some of these bigger items. There it is, free barbecue. All right, well, Miss Primetime is in the house, and she found this. This is really cool. This is Ed Hardy. It's that same brand that I got the scarf. This is either some type of you know, tank top or maybe short dress. The back of it's pretty cool, especially only for $1. It's got that leopard print. It's got the skull on it. It's got those cool little sayings and stuff. So this is going to sell real easily. It's in great shape. So you know, not a bad score. Got all those things for $5. Got the banana shorts, this, the 2 hats, and the Ed Hardy scarf, all for $5. So that's probably, you know, around $100 worth of stuff right there. So moving on to the next thing. That's how fast you can do it. This is definitely a good pickup for a $50 clock. So I'm heading over to the home of somebody who contacted me on Craigslist through my comic book and collectibles ad, because he says that he just came into a collection of 200 comic books and other collectibles, some of which have certificates of authenticity. So I'm going over to check it out. I don't have any pictures yet. I checked the person out on Facebook, did a little research on the name. Everything looks okay. You know, I'm really not sure what to expect when I get over there. I don't really know how someone falls into a collection of 200 comics unless he found them himself at a sale and is now just trying to flip them to me, which is fine as long as the deal works out for both of us. Just have to see when I get over there. You know, I'll let you know either way how this one works out. So I just got out of there. So here's the deal. Nice guy. Basically what happened is that he basically met somebody or knows of somebody who had to clear out of a house on an emergency basis and had to relocate. And this person wound up getting dibs on being able to go into this house and to pull out, you know, basically whatever he wanted and to kind of keep for himself. I'm not sure how much, if anything, he had to even spend on it, but he was able to pull it out. And when I went in there, there were basically 2 long boxes of comic books with some other collectibles, such as some cards from the 80s and the original pack, like Dinosaurs Attack, you know, Dragon Ball Z, that type of stuff. There was a cool big Godzilla poster. It had a little crease in it, but it was still in original plastic from 2002. It said King of the Lizard. So there was some cool stuff in there. There was some, you know, like a remote control bat car. And so the comic books were okay. But the thing is that he told me that there were at least 2 more long boxes of these comics still at the house that he hasn't pulled out yet that had more of the popular titles I'd be interested in, such as Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, that type of stuff. So he also told me that there's a whole bunch of Pokemon cards, Magic the Gathering cards, and other types of those you know, role-playing game cards. So basically what I said is, all right, you know, initial contact, it doesn't make any sense for me right now. I didn't tell him this part to just make a purchase right then and there. But what I did tell him is, you know, I definitely like him to send me pictures of the rest of the stuff once he pulls it out. And then what I'm going to do is make a time to either, you know, probably just, you know, talk to him by text or by, you know, come over there in person and see the rest of the collection and make an offer on the entire thing, because that's what I like to do. I like to buy in bulk. That's how I just get everything kind of thrown in and make a really, really great deal as opposed to buying things in smaller units. So buying in massive bulk like that is ultimately, in the long term, how you're going to make the most money on a collection like that. So that's what I'm going to do, and this one is to be continued. So I'll probably wind up linking to this in the future. Seems like a reliable guy, and that he would, you know, give me a call back. And so, you know, that's what he's looking for, is someone to just totally buy him out. He called a couple local comic shops who weren't really interested. Plus, he would have to bring the stuff to the comic shop. One of the advantages that I have is that I could come to him, and he's busy, he's working, he's got, you know, 2 kids. So it's much easier if I could just come there, pick it up, put it on my car, and then leave. He doesn't have to lug it around, so that gives me a competitive advantage in that way. So look what I found here. This is exactly what I was talking about yesterday, about where you could get free stuff. So I'm driving by, and everyone else probably drove by this, because all you see is this baby seat and this little supermarket back there that you really can't do much with. And you can't see when you drive by what's in the box. So you actually have to get out of the car and you have to walk over. So that does take a little effort. And you gotta look inside, and look what we find. We've got 3 ceramic owls that are in perfect condition. They just need to be cleaned up a little bit. They're a little dusty, easy to do. And here, got a nice owl that will easily sell. Look at that, that's in good shape. Then over here, we've got some wall decor, got some white wine, got some red wine. You could definitely sell that together. Got this little thing here, that probably isn't gonna go for anything, but these 2 might as a set. They're not damaged at all. Over here, we've got a fish vacuum cleaner, gravel vacuum cleaner for a fish tank. I shouldn't have said fish vacuum cleaner, because we don't want to vacuum up the fish, right? Anyway, that's mint in the box. And then we've got a Mickey Mouse photo album. So this is why you got to stop and look inside these boxes, folks. It's all stuff that you could flip. So a little bonus feature here at the end of the video. Wow, so that was just an amazing day. Lots of great finds from the, you know, those bags that I found, like the cat bag and the Spain bag, you know, and some of the hats and the scarf. There were just really some great picks for good prices that I could turn around and flip really fast for a nice profit. But the highlight, obviously, was that huge Funko Pop haul that I got, along with some of the other toys. that came in there, some of the other figures, you know, and then meeting with that person who responded to my Craigslist ad to try to see if, you know, maybe we could work out some arrangement with purchasing that large comic book and collectibles haul, you know, and then of course was that surprise on the way home where I, you know, saw that there was free boxes. And again, remember, the things that were in those boxes you could not see from your car. So the reason why all those things are sitting there, and I actually looked up some comps on them. I'm going to show you show you them in a second, and you might be pretty surprised. The reason they're sitting there is because everyone is lazy to get up and go in and look and see what's in there, or they saw what's in there and they didn't recognize the resale value or didn't want to take the time to deal with it if they did get out and look at it. But let me show you actually what some of the things were now that I have had time to look at it and process it a bit more and look up some of the comps. So these owls are a set. They do come in a set of 3. So this one here is the one that doesn't speak. This is the one that doesn't hear. So hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil. This exact set literally just sold on eBay for $32. And it's sitting there in a box for free. There was that other owl, that brown owl, which I still have upstairs. That one, couldn't find an exact match on that quite on eBay, and that's understandable because that's only going to give you 60 days worth of comps. And if you think how many ceramic owls there are in the world, you're not always going to find an exact match. But based on the comps that are on there, it's reasonable that that one would go for somewhere around $20 is a fair estimate on that one. Then this, I actually, you know, when I initially looked at it, it was face down like this, and all I saw was this kind of hole there. I wasn't too sure what it was. Thought, I don't really think I'll be able to do too much with it. But then when I looked at it a little bit more, I figured out what it is. This is actually a bamboo tissue box holder, and being made of bamboo, if you look these up, the going rate on these is about 17 bucks for a bamboo tissue holder. So I got that. Then I wound up looking up this aquaculture gravel vacuum cleaner right there. That one is also about a $17 item, just sitting there, perfect condition, unused, in the box, in the package. Then there's these wine wall hangings. You know, we got the white wine, we got the red wine. These you'd actually want to sell as a set. You know, these would go for, you know, around $25, $30. So, you know, they've got the hanging spots on the back. There's no damage to it, anything like that. They're you know, you could see here, they're in great shape. They're just sitting there like that. So, you know, these items alone that I just showed you, in addition to that owl, you know, that's $111 estimate worth of items. Now that's of course gross, so do have to factor in shipping fees and factor in you know, handling costs and all that sort of stuff, and you know, eBay selling fees. But still, for stuff that's free, you know, I didn't even mention this yet. Again, there's no exact comp on this one either. Might not be worth anything, might just be something I wind up just donating myself. But you know, I could try and put it up there for like $14.99, $15.99, hopefully get a bite on it. So, you know, that might be, you know, total might bring everything up to like $125. There was that picture album, the Mickey Mouse one. I wound up just giving that one to my son. He wanted that, so I just gave that to him, which is one of the cool things about going out and finding these things. You could give things to your kids if you find some stuff for free, or you know, things like that. So but you know, again, that was just one example of one quick spot where there's about $125, anywhere between $110 and $125 gross worth of merchandise sitting right there for the taking. That stuff is likely also somewhere near you that you could go get it. Check out my video, which I will link at the end of this video. I did it just yesterday. It's about the top 10 places where you could go to source free stuff like this. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you like to see all the different spots that I went to, the way that I negotiate, the way that I operate the business, the different types of places that I go to, the variation in the items that I get as well. You know, if you're having some slow sales on eBay and you're kind of stuck, or maybe on Poshmark or something like that, you're, you know, kind of stuck with you know, some slow sales over the summer months, which happen sometimes. Broaden out, branch out, go to different things. Don't, if all you're doing is selling clothes, or all you're doing is selling one specific type of item like a craft or something like that, branch out, sell some other things, diversify. Look at all the different types of things that I'm getting and putting up. You know, for me, as long as it makes money and it's not something that is, you know, either, you know, morally objectionable or something that, you know, breaks a law or something like that, you know, I'm perfectly fine with selling it. What does it matter to me? If someone out there wants it, I'm here to supply it for them, get it for them, as long as, again, it's legal and, you know, you're not breaking any rules or anything like that. So with that being said, if you did like this video, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. I need 8 more of you to subscribe so I could get this channel up to 200 subscribers. That would be really neat. So help me get there. If you are enjoying this content, just hit that treasure chest that comes up towards the end of the video. That's a subscribe button, so that'll get you notifications that, you know, I put up another video or something like that. And also, make sure you drop a comment down below. What was your favorite thing that I found today? What did you think was the coolest item? You know, let me know about that as well. If you have questions, remember I have that Ask Primetime feature. So if you have a question, ask it, and I may feature it as a whole separate video, give you a shout out in the video. So remember that part. And also, you know, I like to interact with people who leave comments, so I try to respond to them. So I do check them throughout the day. So if you have something to leave as a comment, please do so. And lastly, make sure you come and check out my Facebook group, the Facebook Reselling Resource Center. If you are not a member, you are missing out, and you may even be losing money for not being a member of this free group. What do I mean by that? I do a free Be on the Lookout item a day, and I have been receiving feedback from people who have told me that because of the Be on the Lookout item of the day, they have actually went out and sourced, you know, one of the items or 2 of the items, and actually wound up selling it for like 60 bucks and, you know, turning a profit. So and they did give me the feedback that that was specifically because they saw this Be on the Lookout item that was in the group. So, you know, come by, check it out. You don't have anything to lose, and I hope to see you there. All you have to do is submit a join request, and I will let you right in as long as everything looks okay with your profile. Tomorrow is going to be another busy day in which I basically have to try to source in between 3 basketball games again. So I will be doing that as best as I can, and you know, but that's okay, because I think that people need to see what it's like in real life. You know, it's not always that you're just going to have the whole day open to you to source. I mean, sometimes that happens, but other times you got to be creative, and you got to kind of pick your spots and get what you can get in the times that you get. So I'll be waking up early tomorrow, getting a start, and hopefully have another haul video for you tomorrow. With that, I've got to go upstairs and do some listings and get ready for tomorrow. So I'll see you at the next video.